What do you think? Beautiful. Oh, there you is. Wow. Somebody's coming over to eat my camera. Wow. Yeah. We're studying each other.
Might have done this before. Oh yeah.
Wow, what a gorgeous animal.
This is Hoot. He is our 7-month-old Great Gray. So beautiful.
Those intense eyes.
Yeah, so Hoot is an imprint. Do you know what that means when you say imprint? I'm gonna think if it's what I know from other animals, it's as a baby he hatched, human was there imprinted to that person. Yeah, so whoever feeds them the most, they'll then imprint onto them. Yeah. So the breeder was handling him at a certain age after hatching. Yep. The sooner you handle a bird of prey after they hatch, the better the imprint they will be. Oh, okay. So he's kind of basically completely used to people yeah. From the beginning. So that was our goal from the get-go. We wanted to imprint an owl. Right. It makes it easier to work with them also, because they want to be closer to you. And you really mimic the parents and what they would do in that first couple of months. Right. And then at 4 months old, he's maxed out his weight and his size. So this was what he was at 4 months old. Really? Wow. How much do you think he weighs? Considering he's mostly feather, I would say 4 pounds.
I was going to go 6.
He's actually only 2.5.
Yeah. Really?
Yes.
Lots of fluff.
Yes. I've seen one video where they showed an owl and they made him kind of stand up instead of squat, and it was like all legs. Yeah, all legs. I was like, wow. Yeah, so the female, you're closer to the weight for females. The females tend to go up to 4.5 pounds. Right. But they are the 3rd largest owl in North America. And they're found all around the northern hemisphere, so Russia and Europe have this species too. Oh, cool. But they are the tallest species from head to the tip of the tail. A female is about 27 inches tall, so a little bit taller than a great horn. Really? I honestly thought the great horn was the largest. Nope. Wow. There's larger owls than our great horns, like we have Eurasian eagle owls. Right. They're a little bit half a foot taller, I'd say, than a great horn. Really? Yeah. Oh, they go for roe deer in Europe. Oh, wow.
this guy's just a mouser. Loves rodents more often.
Does the side-to-side head movement help them focus in on something?
Yeah, so it helps with hearing. So the other reason too, if you watch the eyes, you'll see that bird's eyes are fixed in place. So that's another reason why they rotate their head a lot more often. Because they have no peripheral vision of what they're hearing, so they need to rotate their head to see what they're hearing.
Okay.
Vision's not the greatest if you're comparing it to obviously peregrine or golden eagle.
Right.
But their hearing is absolutely amazing. So he can hear a mouse 2 to 3 feet under snow.
Yeah, I
We
remember
know some
that.
owls can hear something about a kilometer away.
Wow.
Wow.
So they say we get a big increase in great greys in Ontario roughly every 7 years. So it just depends on the year and the population of food. Yeah. They actually don't stay in the same nesting areas, so they steal nest and take nests that have been abandoned. So they're kind of bullies that way, but they'll pretty much wipe out their prey population in one season, and then the following year they have to move on to somewhere else.
Oh wow. So they're really aggressive about hunting.
Yeah, like I've read some articles, they've seen males hunt about 10 mice a day if they have chicks.
Wow.
Which is a lot of hunting to do, but
Yeah.
that kind of gives you an idea. They'll wipe out their prey population very fast in a year.
Wow, no kidding.
So they'll more migrate west to north or east rather than going north to south like most birds will.
Okay. So interesting. And the nest that they tend to go after, is it like other birds of their size, or is it?
Yeah, so like red tails nests are pretty common. Like great horns will also steal their nests too. I've seen great greys nesting in like trunks of trees where the tree's broken off and fallen over.
Right.
They've nested in the trunks of that kind of tree. They won't nest obviously in holes of the tree. Alright, so with falcons, Jack here, their resting heart rate is 180 beats per minute. So they're more of a high-strung bird. They get more, I guess, nervous around other things faster than most other birds do. So that's why we hunt falcons more often.
Yeah.
Where Harris hawks, because they're social, they get used to things faster.
Right.
So that you can expose them to as much as you can, and eventually that bird won't even care. With Jack here, though, he's 600 grams, so he's just about 1.2-ish pounds. So he's the same weight as the hawk that we're gonna fly, which is crazy. Fastest bird in the world, so they've actually been clocked in just under 400 kilometers an hour. So
Wow.
I think the fastest was 496 kilometers, or 396, sorry.
And that's mainly in a dive kind of thing? Yeah. Wow.
So bird predator only, and they're aerial hunters. Wingspan's a couple feet wide, so this is your wingspan here. And they look like a pigeon in flight, just a faster beat to the wing. So they'll flap and then soar and then flap again.
Yeah. How old is-
Sorry,
How
he's
old is he?
7. We've had him since he was about 8 months old. When they're juveniles, they're actually brown, and then this blue slate color will come in their first molt. So that's when they turn to be an adult.
Okay.
Birds of prey do mate for life, which is awesome. But these are more your city birds too.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos of peregrines being a little territorial in certain buildings,
Yes.
buzzing people.
Yes, they have to give off warnings. Yeah, there was a building in Calgary someone told me about. They had to put a netting at the entrance because the peregrines would dive bomb everyone
Yep.
going in and out.
Yeah, that might be the one I saw the video
Yeah.
of.
And then I've seen one where they had warning signs. You had to be authorized to go up on a rooftop, and then the next warning below that was there's peregrines nesting, so you have to be aware of them dive bombing you. Especially mom.
Yeah, I can imagine that being an experience.
Oh yeah. But I
Is
saw
the
my
quivering the nervousness?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Probably a little bit cooler too because he's inside under a heat lamp also. So the temperature change will definitely make him shiver a little bit more. But he just finished up a molt. He took so long this year actually. He just finished in October. And then I slowly brought his weight down this year, so it was almost like every 5 to 10 grams a day he was coming down.
Really?
And then 600, I tried to fly him the other day at 600, but he wouldn't budge.
Oh.
Because it was the first day out.
Yeah.
I think it was a little too cold for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would it be just maybe the cold or?
No, it was just the first time out. He was just like, nope.
Nope, not having any part.
So I'll bring his weight down
today.
to about 590
Okay.
next time.
So when they hunt, do they bring the prey back to you?
No, you go to them, and you have to rush to get there too. Because sometimes if you have a bird like him and he's catching something larger, he has a higher chance of getting injured. So
Yeah.
you getting there faster will help with avoid injury. Or maybe their catch will slip out of the grip and be gone. So that's the other thing too. But a lot of people think they'll retrieve their prey for you, but no, you always have to go to them. So we do put a telemetry tracker on the birds, a tracking device, just in case they do take off. Like the guys that have free flown jacks say that he will fly a mile out from you, and then he'll be almost a couple 100 feet up in the air to the point he's just a black spot. So you have to put a tracker on them, definitely. There tend to be a bird that takes off more often too, just because of how far out they'll go and how high they'll go out.
Well, I'd imagine if they see something, they'll continue chasing it.
Yeah, and it can also be the wind. Like, he's only a pound, so if you have a really gusty day and you're flying him, the wind will just push him out of sight too. So, like, we can't free fly him around here because there's too many trees. We need, like, open fields. So I'd go, like, just down the road where there's more open fields for him. Really? Screaming at Dexter. And then vision, so he can see a mile away. And then if you also look at the nostrils, you'll see that one nostril is actually a little bit bigger than the other one. And that's to help with breathing when he's picking up those 300 kilometer speeds in a dive. And then they have an extra bone in the nose to slow down the airflow too.
Wow.
And another thing with falcons and why they've been around in falconry since the very beginning, for 4,000 years, is you'll see right at the side of the beak, right where it goes into the hook, they have a notch that comes down on the side there, and that's called a tooth. So that's meant to break the spinal cord of the bird he's catching midair. So they'll always grab and hit it with their feet, and when they grab the bird, you'll see them bite the back of the neck to ensure that it's dead.
All that fast? Wow.
People tend to get them more confused with Cooper hawks.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of people say, oh, I saw a peregrine on a squirrel in my backyard. And I'm like, it's a bird predator. Yeah, probably a juvenile Coopers you're looking at.
Well, yeah, most people think every hawk is a peregrine.
Yeah, because they want to say it's a peregrine. It's like the Harris hawks here, they think it's a golden eagle. No. I saw my first one actually in Niagara this year, just following a flock of starlings.
Oh, really?
I always look at the murmurations of starlings.
Yeah, and
see if there's anything.
Around.
Yeah, see if anything's following them.
Yeah, because that's traditionally when they do the murmur, that's to avoid being able to be caught individually.
Yeah. She's getting fed. This is Buckshot. So he is our 5th-year-old. In his 5th year. He was bred out west in BC. We got him at 8 months old. So this is your non-native species.
Boy, he's active.
He's actually, I would say, our most intelligent hawk that we have here. Just because the breeder that he came from, she's like well known for her really smart Harris hawks. So he's my education bird mainly, and then he's actually been the ring bearer in the owner's wedding last summer. And
cool.
I've done engagements with him too. So he's a really good male. He's quick, so just remember that when he's flying. And he knows this routine and he knows what he's doing. So every time I make a step towards you to put food on the glove, he's going to start coming in.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to know what's going on.
Yeah.
Kind of like horses.
Oh, yeah.
When you open the gate, they already know, okay.
Yeah.
They got the path down.
So what I'm putting on him now is his telemetry. So I put a fresh battery in this morning. And this is just in case he decides to take off. But in the 4 years I've worked with him, I've never had him do it.
Yeah.
The furthest he's gone is to check out the neighbor down over there.
Oh, yeah?
Or there's a chicken coop the neighbors put up about a month ago, and he went over there to check them out too.
Curious thing then.
Yeah. So he's only 611 grams this morning, so really light on the glove. They're really gentle in the feet too, so you don't have to worry about an impact, like barely anything at all. Very flat on the feet too, so you don't have to worry about gripping. Your gloves obviously can withstand his feet also. Being a pack hunter, they're very social birds, so this is your apprentice bird, and then you work your way up to something more challenging. And I'd say they're almost like the dogs of the falconry world.
Cool.
Highly intelligent, a lot of fun to work with. Don't need to be out hunting as often as like a red tail or a deer or goshawk need to be,
Right.
because they're more social, so there's other things that you can do with them.
Cool. And does the telemetry and all that, like, does that add any weight to them?
Yeah, not much, but I don't weigh them with that on.
Okay.
The only thing that would get weighed while it's on him is the hoods. So you weigh your hood and then you weigh the bird.
Oh, okay.
And then you can see how much you need to subtract from their weight.
Okay.
What's another one? Oh, our great horn. Some of the apprentices are nervous with him because he puffs out and he starts leaning towards you when you try to go in and grab him when he's free-lofted.
Right.
So we put a metal wire that they can grab a hold of to get some control on them.
Now, this is the first time I've ever seen where both feet are almost kind of joined there.
Yeah.
What is the reasoning behind
that? They're always supposed to be like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I've just never noticed that.
You never have ones off.
Okay.
They always
it's
have
always
both
on both
tethered.
feet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what does that do?
It gives you control of your bird. Yeah, because he might bait. So when we walk out to the field, he'll fly.
Right.
And no, he has to wait until I'm ready.
Okay. Kind of gives you a grasping point.
Yeah. So like when I always get control.
And it doesn't pull on one leg or.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense.
And then the type of equipment also. So like. We use leather. It's been around in falconry for thousands of years now.
Right.
This is more modern equipment because some birds will pick at it, like the peregrine I had.
Yeah.
I just put in new jesses on him about a week ago because he's destroyed in a new leash and he just destroyed his other one.
Okay.
So leather's probably better for him.
Right.
The owls are one that pick at their equipment, not so much hoop, but the snowy and the great horn.
Oh, okay.
So usually braided jesses are better for them because
a little more resilient.
Yeah, like the snowy actually has gone through 2 pairs of jesses in a week.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just a pain, and it's more money at that point. And then the braided ones will just withstand that a little bit better.
Oh, okay.
And then the swivel and your leash. So this leash is a little bit more different. I'm not a fan of button leashes.
Right.
I like the knots.
Yeah.
It's just more of a modern way of doing it again. Cost locks, like you can get, these are for falconry. This is a red tails cost lock, so it's able to handle the weight.
Yeah.
But you can get them in Canadian Tire for like a small bird like him.
Wow.
Fishing section.
Okay.
And then this button leash is better because some people find the knot is not as secure. Like I said before, birds know how to untie the knot. So this is one way to do it. If there's a second slip, but for him I don't need to put it in the second one.
Okay. Interesting.
And then the anklets get changed out once a year too. So we'll always put, I have mink oil from like the tack shop for horses.
Yeah.
And I'll use that on the
soften it.
Yeah, it works really well. You can use coconut, but in the summer when it's really hot, you get a lot of flies.
Yes.
With coconut oil. So
Absolutely. Mink, they won't generally go near, but yeah, the coconut they just
they love. So it's just annoying at that point.
Well, hello, handsome.
So equipment gets changed out at least once a year, and then the length of the jesses also depends on your bird.
Right.
So he's got pretty small jesses on. They were meant for a female, but they work actually really well for him. The bigger the bird, the longer the jesses have to be, and thicker the leash too.
Fair.
He's like amped to go.
I was gonna say, he's raring to go.
Mom, let's get this over with. I'm looking for the food.
Yeah. All right. So when we're out in the field with him, a couple of rules with him. My main one is no petting or touching the bird when he's up in the glove. It's just a big natural urge that we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because you're fan coming up to him, that's where food comes from. And I don't know how he would react to it half the time. So it's just for safety reasons. The other one, I have to say this for every group, is no selfies with him because he sees another hawk in the front-facing camera and he'll literally go at your phone.
Oh, okay. They actually see that.
Yeah, the first 2 years I was doing this with him, he was fine. And then last summer I was taking the selfie. Luckily it was me. And he went at my phone and I was like, okay, we're never doing that anymore. It's gonna be like that. But other than that, he's awesome. He's fast, so you just have to be on your camera to get some good photos.
Yep.
I recommend slow motion video a lot with flying birds. Right. Or the last 5-10 seconds of a flight. A good still shot is when the talons are coming up to land and his wingspan's still out.
Nice.
It's a nice shot too.
Why does, is it cold or something when he's doing that?
So this is, he could be a little cold. I'm kind of weathering him right now, so I'm getting him acclimatized to the temperature change because he just came from a nice warm heated area to this.
Yeah.
But picking up a foot also means relaxed. So when we work with a bird on the glove and they, like the peregrine roused, so he puffed out and roused, so that's positive body language, he's comfortable. And he also got used to that climate change too.
Yeah.
But when you see a bird do this up on your glove and you're your first day training them, that's perfect. They're relaxed with you.
That's cool.
So that's all positive body language also. Yeah, that's something you always want to see. When a bird baits away when they're on the glove, they're usually scared. Something spooked them.
Okay.
My red tail, I always read her crown. When those feathers are sticking straight up, she's pissed off about something.
Yep.
That's usually the body language I read off the equals too. With the gloves though, all you have to do is make a fist and extend your arm out to him. And you're going to be looking over your left shoulder as he's flying in towards you. Right. Your glove is always between your body and his body. I never call a bird in this way because I'm not protected on this side.
Right, okay.
So I always call them over to my left side.
Okay.
We might have some visitors out. I saw a red tail out here yesterday, so there's usually a male that sticks around in the winter time.
Okay.
So if I say don't fly him, it means he's getting too close.
Okay.
It just depends what that red tail's doing. Because the other week, he was over at the top of the chicken coop, and we were flying buckshot, and the red tail didn't care. He was hunting.
Huh?
He didn't care that buckshot was 2 fields over, flying around. It just depends. But we've gotten bald eagles flying through because of the birds. Cooper's hawk has dive bombed them. Kestrel.
Wow. Yeah. And what happens when something like that happens? Do they come back to you, Well,
he flew up with that Cooper's. He was flying up to the perches out there, and once he landed, the Cooper's hawk was right on his back, hitting him, and he just whatever. It's because they're social birds, so they don't see that threat. So I have to be on top of it more, especially with him.
Yeah.
If it was a female like Carmen, she would be going after those birds because she wants to fight them. Because she's saying this is my territory, but they are also saying that same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Any questions or concerns?
I think so.
No? That pink glove there, it's made of moose hide.
Oh, okay.
And I got it kind of special custom made because my red tail shows that she has a 200 psi almost daily, and these gloves, she'll go right through that glove. So that glove is, I think it's three layers up on the thumb and this finger, and then it's just 2 layers on these 3.
Oh wow.
And then the Eagle gloves will have 3 to 4 layers of leather.
Right.
The glove with no food, so don't be concerned that there's no food on the glove. Okay. We train the birds to do that just in case if anything does happen, like a wild bird's out, we need to call them in. And then we also train the birds on a whistle. So the whistle, I'm telling him that you have food here.
Oh, okay.
So it's food association.
Cool.
So like when he was going over to check out those chickens, I usually have a whistle on hand, and I blew it 4 times, and he turned around halfway over there. Came to me instead.
Okay.
Because I'm then telling him my food's already for you. It's easier, less energy. So then he'll always choose that over something that's harder, takes more energy.
Cool.
Okay. You want to go first?
You can go.
Oh, okay.
I can learn from your mistakes.
Thanks.
Put your glove out towards it.
I don't even have to do anything.
No.
Who knows?
The other reason too is I don't feed him when he's coming in when I'm not ready.
Right.
Because that's him being impatient. Bad manners.
Somebody's pissed off. Oh, is that ever cool?
Right, so I'll get you to cast him off. We'll go for a walk. Your gloves down as we're walking, unless he's flying directly at you. Okay. He's the one that, the reason why we said in the email to wear hats, because the guy that trained Buckshot let him land on his head.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad and I were talking about that. You gotta slow down, Hanson. I know you're hungry.
Wow.
Dexter.
No.
You want to go back to the tree? There you go. Here he comes. Wow. That is so cool. But yeah, you do want to pet his keel. You're just so beautiful. There you go.
He comes back so fast.
Well, he knows where the food is. Oh.
Well, they will go after reptiles, amphibians, prairie dogs, rabbits, and birds.
Oh yeah?
So here in Canada, we can hunt squirrels cautiously with squirrels. Rabbits is better off with him, or birds.
You are beautiful. He's so light. Expect him to be heavier than that.
Oh, it's okay.
Here, I'll get him to catch a little piece of meat.
Cool. You see? Wow.
Not today.
Did you catch that one there?
I caught most of it.
Want me to do it again?
Sure.
And then they do run on the ground.
Oh, that's really cool.
So if they're extremely exhausted from hunting or just working them out so much, they'll just walk with you like a dog pretty much.
Oh, cool.
And then a different workout we'll do are fly ups. So you stand on a chair, table, patio of a second story, and you get them to do 90-degree jump ups.
Okay.
So it's like burpees. It's the same thing. You're working his chest and his legs. You're stimulating the brain. You're still bonding up with him. Just a different type of workout than flying.
Cool.
So like tomorrow with that weather statement we have, that's something I could do with him.
Okay.
You want to call him in again?
Sure.
Let's bring him up.
Oh. Sorry, I got your butt. Sorry, Chad, I don't know what I'm doing here, so.
So we got all parts of them.
Yeah, we got all parts of them there.
I'll get a couple of them coming into you. It's funny how they swoop down so low to the ground and then come up.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Kind of makes sense because he wants his talons to get into whatever it is he's hunting.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're like ground predators too, right? Same as a red-tail. But I've actually learned how good of a bond we have now because we caught a mouse about a month ago. Yeah.
And he brought it to you?
Well, I showed him I had quail, so I showed him the leg off the quail, and he brought the mouse while he was coming in. And I was able to take the mouse right away from him without him.
Really?
Yeah, I can see you wanting to work with them.
Yeah. It doesn't get boring. Like, there's days where, yeah, he might be a little bit more moody. But that's like, yeah, really. Keeps you on your toes. Every bird is different.
Ooh, Mom almost got it. Hey.